Hello, Star Wars fans! And today we have issue 28 of the Build Your Own Star Wars X-Wing. Alright, now last time we finished building the second sublight engine, and this time around assembling the wing. So we should be actually attaching all the pieces we need to for this. And then you have Starfighter Aces K2SO. Alright. And as always, just flipping through the magazines, just so you can see what kind of information you could be looking at. There we go. And that is K2SO right there. And here we go. So, this is probably going to be a fairly long build for this week's issue. And just give me a sec, I got to plug my camera in so it doesn't die while I am recording this for you guys. Alright, so this issue is 27 steps. Alright, so if we're assembling the wing this time, that means we're going to have like the just the last actual engine, because I mean these are internal engines for the sublight drive, and then you have like the internal engine parts, which that'll probably be coming for month 8. So, but yep. Okay, and here are this month's part. And if you remember, we have the dreaded parts. We have dreaded parts right here. These are the ones where the guide didn't match up. And I thought, you know, that they were giving them to us, or telling us to put, or they were supposed to be in the right spot, but they weren't. You know, the guide was off. So I was trying to put them in the spot that it was saying to, and, you know, little cuts and nips and all that stuff, and yeah. So this time I definitely know better, and we have some more framework right in there with some more screws and just a little bit of wiring. No LED for this. It's just going to be the wire that's going to extend from where the cannon is. If you watch the first wing assembly right there, from where the cannon is all the way through the wing assembly, that's going to end up in the main body. So, suppose we should just open this all right up, get all the parts out now. And there's that. Okay, so there we go. Alright, and then we have XW04 screws, which does mean X-Wing. And then we have XW03 screws. And we have XW05 screws. Okay. Oh, and XW02 screws. So we got a whole bunch of stuff. And honestly, I think we do, and I think we have more framework, because I don't think the upper wing had this much framework, because, you know, this is going to be, you're going to have one wing on top of the other wing when the S-foils aren't open, so I think it needs a little bit more stabilization, seeing as it's going to be pretty much like hollowed out, more hollowed out than the first one was. Alright, but here we go. Lower port wing mounts. This issue's components include 3 additional frames for the lower port wing, plus extra details for the engine. You also have a cable that will be used to power the laser cannon's internal light, plus 4 sorts of screws to hold the parts together. Alright, so assembling the wing. Fit the 3 additional frames that strengthen the wing and will support the fuselage thrust engine, then add the wiring for the wing tip laser cannon. Okay, now seeing as some of this is going to be, I think it definitely is a little bit different than the first wing. Because, there's one right there. I think that only had 2. Oh, maybe it. Oh, yeah. Okay, no, maybe it does. Maybe it has the same amount. Okay. So no, it does have the same amount. I just took out the other wing, so it does have the same 3 kind of support brackets and everything. Okay, so all right, let me put that off to the side and pull this out right here, and the mounts right there. And which ones are we going to be using? Doop, 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 doop. Okay, XW02 screws first. Okay, so we'll go ahead and I will open this bag and hope that I actually cut the sticker, because the last couple of times I've I mean, this blade is so sharp that it actually cut through another layer of plastic instead of just the sticker. Alright, and I'll keep that off to the side right there. Okay, so let's see, should I use my own screwdriver? Maybe I should. Okay, so we are okay, no, we're good right there. Okay, so okay, so just lay the wing on, and then there's going to be 5 holes that we're going to be putting these screws into. So we'll do this one first. And if you're wondering why I'm using my own screwdriver right now, it's because I've used this screwdriver for a lot more building jobs. So I mean, it's a very trustworthy screwdriver, and it seems to do better than the one that actually came with this. Because I can actually turn it better. And I think that just might be because it seems to be made out of a better grade of metal, so just able to put a little bit more muscle into it. And I've had these little screwdrivers for quite a number of years, and these Phillips head have never rounded out ever. So alright, and the last and 5th screw to hold these 2 halves together right here, just like that. And all tight. Okay, so there you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, and I'm sure people in the US are watching. This is one of the little mini kits or miniature screwdriver kits from Lowe's. From Lowe's hardware store. So if you have a hardware store near you, and they do have like lifetime warranty tools, I'd say go for it, because they just come in handy and you can use them for basically anything. And they do have like longer handled, basically full-size screwdrivers with the same kind of interchangeable bits. So, okay, so we got those in, and there we go. Okay, and now we take the first set of framework right there, and put, oh, this way around, put it in like that. Okay. So far, putting this framework in will actually cover us up through step 6. And it doesn't tell us to screw anything in yet. And then it tells us to take this piece of framework right here and put that right here. Okay, so why aren't we screwing this in yet? Okay, and then it's telling us to take this piece of framework, and that is going to go in that. Okay, and that actually covers up through step 10. And step 11 is when it starts telling us to actually start screwing stuff in. Okay, and for this framework right here, we are going to still be using the XW02 screws. So, first hole is right here. Okay, I would have imagined that they would have actually told us to put the screws in between putting frameworks in, because now I gotta like actually hold these in place at an angle, just so that way they don't come out. Okay, so those two are in. Okay, and the next two it tells us to put in right here, which are still the XW02 screws. So, yeah, I think for the first wing, when we were putting the framing in, I think we actually screwed the individual frames in separately, not just stacked them on top of one another. And this one and this one, sorry, that one and that one aren't even on top of each other. It's just the white one and this upper one right here. Okay, and those two are in firmly. And then we screw these ones. Sorry. Put screws into those ones. Okay. And we put those two, that one and that one right there. Okay. And then that's all set. And okay. Okay, and then into those right there. Okay, that's in. Okay, and that covers up through step 13. And step 14, we have to use the XW04 screws, and so far we got one extra on the number 2. So just put that in the old box of tricks for now. Alright, and we'll get the 04 screws opened up. Okay, there. And then the XW04 is going into these 2 holes right here. Come on, there. There we go. Screw wasn't lining up with the hole. Come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. That one didn't want to line up either. Alright, and that's tight right there. Okay. And so, alright, now by step 15, we are use more XW04 screws to secure the inner wing frame to the outer wing frame. So, it's just telling us right now to go for these 3 holes right here. So, oh no, that didn't line up going in though. Alright, there we go. And it's a little bit off. Shouldn't be a big deal. Sometimes you never know if the holes that you're putting the screw into are even perfectly straight themselves, even with robots doing this. Heh. Okay, and the last screw right down here. Okay. And it should, oh. No, that didn't. Okay. Alright, well that's not entirely, so I mean I must have not screwed one of have these screws in all the way or something. Because if you notice, there's a little bit of a gap in there. You know, just let me double check on the other one. No, I didn't have a gap in that wing. Oh, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. See, I'm looking at the other side right here. There's a little bit of a gap, but you can't actually like move it around like I can on this one. So you know what I think I'm gonna do? Oh, let's oh yeah, you see right here. There's the one screwdriver there that I was using, and then here's this other one. See, I think this one's starting to round off right there. Alright, so I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna just go ahead and take these screws out. I'm gonna take those 2 frames off, or I should be able just to slide that one out maybe. But, yeah. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get these, a little bit tighter, or at least try to see if I can close up the gap in there a little bit more. So, but I mean, the screws were actually tight in that wing, so I don't know why the heck it would have ended up doing that. I mean, basically it's mostly just those 5 screws holding the wings together there. So, yep. And okay, I don't know what happened to that one extra screw that was there. Alright. So I'm going to loosen these right here. I'm not going to take them out. I'm just going to loosen them a little. And it should give me enough space to get this one framework up and out so I can get to these other screws. Come on. There we go. And now here we go. Now the screwdriver wants to act like it's magnetic again. Okay. One. Well, I guess it won't matter because there's still the gap in there. Okay. But you know, not everything's perfect, so. Yep. Ah, shoot. Hope I just didn't strip these threads right in here. Yep, nope, we're good. Where's that screw right there? Alright, so this video is just going to be a little bit longer just because of that. Well, it was going to honestly be a little bit of a long video anyway, so. I'm going to switch back over to my other one. I can just put the screws faster in with this one because it's got that dial in the back, so you can just flip it around. And then where did that go? Uh-oh. Is this one? I think this might be one of those ones. Let's just put this in here like that. Or should I say put it in there again? Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. And now, got to open up the XW03. Where's the opening? Right there. Okay. Now let's get these out. Okay, that's all of those. Okay, and then we are putting one screw right in this spot right here. Okay, there we go for that. And then one right here. And let's see if this helps with that whole wobbly issue. Oh, there we go. Ah. Aha. Okay, so these things weren't even in all the way. Apparently the frame wasn't down all the way. Okay, that's a little bit better, I guess. Now let's see if these screws were affected by that. Oh, yep, they were. Okay. Yep. It's a little bit of a gap, but I'm gonna lose. It moves less than it did before, but it's still okay. I'm not gonna be too worried about that. And then I forgot to take care of these screws right here, which I definitely did not mean to. Okay, and that brings us through step 18. Alright, and now put screws in those two holes. And yeah, I wonder if I push that down a little bit more. This spot right here. If I can see if a screw is lifting or not. Nope, but I think what the thing is, those holes might actually be stripped. That hole might be stripped. So, okay. So I'm not gonna monkey around with that anymore. Alright, and now it's time to open the XW05s. A lot of different screws and a lot of different spots this time around. Okay. Alright, so we need these three right here to have these ones. Oh wow, that practically went better than the other spot so far. Almost like the holes were actually the perfect size for the screw. And are perfectly tight. Perfectly tight. Okay, and it looks like we actually have... Oh, no, I was about to say 2 extra screws, but we need one to go into this spot right here. Okay. So, yeah, so that's why I think that there's still a little bit of a more of a gap here than there is in the in my other wing, but you can see that some of the framework has actually helped with that, but that screw has not. Alright, and okay, so now we are starting step 21 here, which is basically just going to take the wire and start running it through the length of the wing right here. Which I remember how much fun that was the first time around, because some of those little spots that the wire wanted to go into didn't really want to stay all that well. So, yeah. Alright, just try and see if I can get some of those kinks out of there. Okay. Alright. So, basically, you want the female plug to go in to into where the cannon is actually going to be going into connecting, and you just whoop, I move it and then I hit it. I guess that was a bad camera. Okay. Alright, well, it needs to actually go further up. Okay. And see, you got these little lugs right up in here just to feed the channel through on the wiring all the way around. And then even that is supposed to go up that little lug right up there. See? What did I say? These wires don't really want to stay where you're trying to put them. Okay, and then this goes up and down around that, which that wire's still twisted, so not like it's really going to help at all. And the same thing right there. Well, I mean, it's going to be sitting in the wing anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. And it should definitely not end up getting pinched either. I might have to move that one a little further up when it actually comes time to plugging all that in. Alright. And now this will actually come down through here, and it will go behind these pins right there. Come on. Come on. Let me use the screwdriver, and sorry if I keep knocking the camera. Like I said, these wires are twisted a little bit. You know what? There we go. Should hopefully work better. Come on. No, and it's not. Why does that not want to go behind there? I mean, it's so nice and flat and everything right now. And it just does not want to sneak behind there. Okay, there we go. I got it that time. Alright, let's see if I can sneak it behind this one. Hey, just to think about it. After this, we only have to do this 2 more times. Hopefully, the next wing I have to build will hopefully the wiring is actually not as twisted as this. First time around, it wasn't, and I made sure that I did the untwisting. Actually spent a little bit more time untwisting it. But I mean, then again, it wasn't as twisted as this one was. So I didn't really have to spend too much time at all. Alright, there we go for that. And then this is going to go through this first set. Yeah, it's going to go through the first set of these lugs right here. Or posts. Or whatever it is you prefer to call them. And let's see if I can get that straightened out. You know, everybody knows that sometimes, wires just do not like you sometimes. Alright. And there we go. So the wire is in. Alright, and okay, looks like that is all. Looks like the detail parts and this piece right here are gonna end up being for month 7 when we finish off the rest of the engine pieces here. So, hey, at least I gotta wait another month before having to deal with that stuff. Oh, that means that I'm going to have to end up dealing with the engine pipes, not knowing whether or not that they're actually going to pulling out again. I mean, at least eventually I did find that other piece. So if they turn out not to be press fit again, like it said that they were supposed to be press fit, then let's see, I'll put that right in that one. Alright, and keep the details in the drawer. But, there we go. Alright, so, that completes this stage. The wing should now look like this, with the undercarriage doors free to open, as shown on the right. Which, they're little tabs right there. But this is as far as they open up. So, there we go. Alright, and then we got the framework in, and I'm going to have to double check on that hole right there for that screw, and just hoping nothing's really too wrong with that, and see if I have a way to fix that. But there we go. So we're coming right along. So pretty much we got like 2/6 probably of the way done, because I mean we almost have almost 2/6 done. So we almost have 2 full wings done at this point in time. So obviously next month we're actually going to finish that. And who knows if we're going to start getting some framework for the fuselage at all. Or if we're just going to go ahead and start getting parts for the third wing. Which I wish they'd switch that up a little bit. Give us a little bit more of the fuselage parts. Something. And then go to the third wing. Even if it's just parts, okay, we'll do this little thing, do that little thing, and then the rest of this you're not going to need quite yet. So, alright. And then we have this as the piece of artwork for this month. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Alright. So, until the next Build Your Own Star Wars X-Wing, or until the next R2-D2. Thanks for watching, and I will have an update for that whole build your own Back to the Future DeLorean out pretty soon. So, once again, thanks for watching.